Was geht ab, liebe Hauptstadtkultur-Community? Herzlich willkommen zu unserem neuen Hauptstadtkultur-Podcast. And now I will switch in English because we have a special guest today here. Welcome, Rev Ray. I hope I said it correctly.
You did, Rev Ray. Yeah.
Rev Ray. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Trying
nice to have you here.
Live in this Berlin heat.
Yeah, today is a little bit hot, but I think it's okay. I think we will.
You enjoy it?
Yeah. I like the summer much more than the winter time or the
we're
cold and rainy, shitty weather here always in Berlin. The summer was terrible so far, but hopefully we will get some.
When you say terrible, you mean it's been cold and rainy the whole summer?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So, as I said before, our podcast, we have guests that we don't know much about them, you know. We get to know our guests live here together with our audience.
Okay.
So I heard a little bit about you.
Okay.
I saw you singing on stage. I heard you singing on stage. You're an amazing artist. That's what I know.
Okay.
And I'm excited to get to know you more, to know about your story. And I will ask you some questions if it's okay for you, because in this podcast, it's about culture. Hauptstadtkultur means, you know, culture. We talk about food, we talk about music, we talk about culture in general.
Sure. Okay.
So as I know, you are a singer, you are a gospel singer, and you worked with, I heard a little bit, big artists also. How did your music career start? How old were you, and how did you know what I mean?
When you say career, you mean the first time someone paid me, or the first time I started singing?
That's the question. The first time you started singing.
I mean, I've always sung. My household was filled with music, but it was forced. Like, it was kind of like one of those. My mother liked to hear it, and it wasn't because she thought I was good. It was just something that made her know that I was happy, and so she kind of we all sang.
I see.
One way or the other. But I will say the first time I started thinking about it seriously, my sister was an amazing singer. I mean, like when I tell you that she had a voice for the gods. So anything my sister could do, I wanted to do. Not necessarily because I wanted to be better, but just because she did it, I wanted to do it. And then I think I became serious about it when she got a nerve disease. And the nerve disease started to eat away at her vocal cords. So she couldn't really sing anymore. And then I kind of felt like, oh man, well, if she can't do it, I feel like I have to. Like, someone has to do something with this voice that we've been, working on for years. So I kind of felt like it was an obligation, but I don't think I actually fell in love with it until college. Yeah.
Okay, sounds like, a little bit like the Jackson 5 story. You have a family, everybody is singing, and
but not professionally. Yeah. Like my mother sang, but she has no tone. Yeah. so it wasn't like, and also I will say it wasn't like she listened to me and was like, oh man, this guy has talent. Most of the time what she'll tell you is that she doesn't know when it happened, but she went from one day being in her room thinking, please God, will they shut up? To one day saying like, oh, I didn't know that this was possible. It wasn't so much like Jackson 5 as in like,
Yeah, okay. You didn't plan to make a career of that.
No, not at all. I think that my mother wanted me to do other things, but I'm stubborn. So I think when she realized that it was in my heart, it was stuck.
Okay. And you, where you grow up? You grew up in America, or?
Yeah, for sure. I grew up in Texas. From New York, but I grew up in Texas, so I really have that kind of southern, that southern mentality for good or for ill. But it kind of taught me a little bit more about like respecting other people. Funny enough.
That's nice. Yeah, respect is very important in every society. So you started your career in Texas. When you went to college,
No. So, I mean, I was in Texas for sure, but it wasn't when I went to college. So I guess the first time I got paid, I guess it depends on what you mean by getting paid. We got paid in hotel rooms, travel fees, a little per diem, and a bucket of chicken.
I see.
Yeah, so that was with...
chicken is not a bad payment, though.
When you start thinking about how much they made off of us, probably. Yeah. But at the same time, I didn't care.
For sure. Yeah.
This guy's name was Dr. Gilmore, and he he kind of really was our music teacher in middle school, and he kind of started us off on the road. We had to do everything. We had to tap, we had to dance, we had to act. He wouldn't let us stick to one thing. And I just wanted to be a singer at that time or a dancer at that time. So I was like, this whole acting thing wasn't my bag, but you didn't have a choice. But the first real big gig he booked with us was with Kirk Franklin. They were doing the God's Property Tour. So we were there, you know, oh yeah, we have in church, you know, you probably don't even know who Kirk Franklin is, but yeah, so it was just this really big gospel artist who turned out to be one of the biggest gospel artists in America. But yeah, we got paid with buckets of chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
But for me, I was great. I loved chicken at that time.
And was it frustrating that you thought that you were not getting paid enough, or did you see it as an opportunity to get, you know, bigger in this music industry?
No, it wasn't a career path. For me, it was an opportunity to get away from my house, and to two, just to kind of have fun with a group of people. Yeah. It wasn't until later that I started, when I did my first real gospel tour, and I was like, oh, people get real money to do this. Like with a real paycheck, I could have gotten a few buckets of chicken, but I was an adult before that happened, and I had done so many gigs by that point. I don't think that bucket of chicken even mattered. But I will say this: it taught me the importance of a tour schedule. It taught me the importance of being on time. And how people respond to you when you're not. So, I mean, even as a kid, like I didn't think time was important, you know, except for like what time the cartoons came on. Like that, they needed to not be late. But as for myself, like I didn't care if I went to school on time or if I was at church on time or whatever.
So it taught you discipline.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Or my buckets of chicken got smaller. So I was like, yeah, okay, I got it. On time equals 4 pieces, late equals 1. I got it. So I mean, but that kind of helped me out so strongly in my career that I guess you really do have to be thankful.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And how does your career then went on? So you started
from my bucket of chicken.
Yeah.
I got a tap show first, and I started working as a principal dancer with Mahogany Dance Theater. So singing was far from my mind even at that point. So I thought that's what I was going to be. I was like, I'm going to be a dancer. That's my goal. But then I had some issues with the body, and also I was like, you know what? I don't like to be yelled at all day long. I want to do something else. So I went and got into a choir that kind of like paid us a little bit to do harmonies and stuff like that. And then on to college.
Okay. And like I said, I heard a little bit about it, about
my college,
about your career. And I don't know if it's true, but I will ask you right now.
Sure. Because
my favorite singer of all time is Whitney Houston. She's amazing. I love her. I always, almost every day, listen to her music, even now.
Okay.
So, yeah. I heard that you had to do with her. I don't know if background singer. I don't know if it's something like this. I was
part of the choir. Yeah,
that is crazy.
But it wasn't the experience that you think that it is. I love when people say that I've done it, because I mean, I guess the truth is I've done it. But it's one of those situations where you have to realize that she was an adult and I was a kid. So it's not like I got to spend a lot of time. But the one thing that I did learn just by watching, you know, is the artistry of what happens when you're working with a band. What happens when you're working with some musicians who are talented enough to move and flow with you. So I got to watch the queen of music really work her magic on stage or backstage, literally in real time. So did I get to have one-on-one personal conversations with her? No, not at all. And the one time I was old enough to go to her concert, and my friend was like, "Oh, come back. She still remembers you." And I was like, "Oh, no, she doesn't." But she canceled the concert. She got sick. And of course, she left us.
Yeah.
So.
And how, in which time period was it? Because she, you know, had also a great and
So career. This was 1998, 1999?
That was after the movie came out, Bodyguard, right? I think that came out in...
I have no idea.
About 1990, I think. Maybe something like that.
I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, it had to have been after that.
That was her big, most successful and biggest
I always think
song,
it's so funny that you guys know so much more about her than we do. She was just ours, you know, like we went to everything she did. So, but you guys have her.
Yeah, I love Whitney Houston.
That's
I
great.
always say when somebody asks me who's the best female artist of all time, I always say Whitney Houston. The second one is for me Mariah Carey.
Oh my gosh! No Dionne Warwick, no Gladys Knight, no Aretha Franklin.
These
no
are great and big names.
Are you serious?
But I grew up with these. You know, Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey were my favorite. Female artists.
I get her, but you got to listen to Dionne because that's where she got it from.
Yeah.
All those held out notes, that's Alfie. All those kind of like runs that she does, that's Walk On By. I mean, literally, if you put them side by side, you can almost plot out her entire thing. Now, that's not to say or to take anything away from her. Whitney had a voice of her own, but all of her skills and technique, or you have that gospel that came from her mom.
Yeah.
So see, but
I think every great artist has been inspired by others.
For sure.
Right? I also am a big rap fan, and for sure Tupac is one of the greatest rappers. Was one of the greatest of all time. And sure. I heard also his music was very much inspired by other old songs. Even the beats were sampled from from different. So I think every artist got his inspiration from.
For sure.
But
I mean, even also with Tupac, you have to also realize he's inspired from that street battle kind of lifestyle. And if you're ever in I don't know if they still do it in New York, in the Bronx, that's what it was. Like, it was, they kind of accuse comedians of doing it now, but like you'd have rappers literally sitting there with their pencils and papers to tell you how old I am. Literally somebody would be dropping a bar and they were like, oh yeah. And literally writing on that bar. And then this person would go up, use this person's half line, throw in a little bit of their own real life. And that's how that kind of like rap game developed. But Tupac came from that.
Yeah. The street rap battle culture is crazy. That's right. Yeah.
Of course. But that's also why you have the conflict, East Coast, West Coast, and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So it happens. But yeah, everybody's inspired by everybody. But it's art's job to be an inspiration. So if you are an artist and you can't say, oh, I'm inspired by this person, I'm questioning you. I'm like, okay, you hear about the fame, you hear about the money, I get, and I don't blame you. Let me look in your camera. I don't blame you. If you can make money off of it, and if it's something that you can do just to kind of get by, congratulations. But man, are you an artist if you're not inspired?
Yeah, I think inspiration is okay. It's fine if you don't, copy somebody exactly, and steal, his ideas and stuff. But I think everybody's been inspired by something and somebody. Yeah.
I question your word steal.
Okay.
If for no other reason, how can you steal something that's already been stolen? Now, if I came up here and I was wearing Tupac's direct outfit, and I'm going out and I'm singing the exact lines he's done, all of my music sounds exactly like his, then yeah, maybe I get it. But I don't know. It's all inspiration. I would be honored if someone would steal my music. Go for it. I hope you do it better. I hope that you do it so much better that I can come and steal it back and then put my new thing on it.
Yeah.
And then hell, if we're stealing each other's stuff and it's good, then let's do it together and let's see what, that's how music evolves.
I understand.
I think we start worrying about stealing when we start thinking about money. And I get that bills have to be paid. But at the end of the day, if you're an artist, and this is Nina Simone, she said it, it's the artist's job to inspire the generations. It's the artist's job to reflect what's happening in the present day. So if that takes you listening to a little bit of something I did and getting some inspiration and going out and it goes off and it changes the world, then I've done my job. I can listen to you and be like, yeah, that's mine. And look what it's doing.
Yeah.
I would be proud.
That's right. Yeah. I think I can understand that. Yeah.
But I'm also broke. So maybe that's not the message for young artists.
Okay. I would like to go on with your music career path.
Where were we?
We talked about Whitney Houston, about your beginnings with singing for a bucket of chicken.
Yeah, I went to college and I got my undergrad and I got my master's, and then I went directly to Broadway. I got a manager, did a Broadway tour, and then I started doing European tours. So like, I got really, really lucky. Please don't get me wrong. There was some years in there where I definitely was a security guard in the Bronx.
I see.
And I definitely did some, I was the executive entertainment manager at the Soho House. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. There were some times in there when I wasn't just like killing it. But yeah, I got really, really lucky. I got an agent right out of college, and my first gig was an international tour. Yeah,
Broadway tour. What does that mean, Broadway tour?
So,
because I know the Broadway. I've been to New York. I asked my wife. I made my proposal on the Empire State Building.
Get out. Okay.
So I know the Broadway, but what does Broadway tour mean?
It means it can happen in two ways. Either one, they have a brand new show that might be going to Broadway and they want to tour it, or two, they had a show that did really well on Broadway and they want to pick up all that extra cast from all the people who can't make it to New York. I was on the tour that they wanted to pick up that extra cast. It didn't make it to New York. So we toured Big River, and I did that for 2 years. One as an understudy for the lead and one as the lead. So
that's, I think, a great experience and a big experience for you, right?
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny. I came here and it didn't mean a thing because Berlin does not care.
Yeah, because I think nobody knows here
They do. Yeah. I think Berlin doesn't care about anything that you've done. And I mean, the more that we talk, I guess I mean, there's stories I could tell, but like, even for that example, so I went straight from that Broadway tour. And I think I actually stayed in New York for a couple more years, just trying to see if I can actually get real Broadway. And I got very, very close with The Lion King, but the guy who played Mufasa, he was literally there for 14 years.
Okay.
He wouldn't leave, but he would threaten to leave every year. So at the end of every year, they'd call me. They're like, Ray, are you ready for I'm like, I'm ready if he goes. I'm ready if he goes. And they're like, oh, he renewed his contract. So I did that for a few years, and I was like, you know what? I'm giving up on Lion King.
I saw the Lion King show on Broadway.
It was probably the same guy.
It was one of the best show I ever saw in my life. Yeah,
he's amazing, and the show is amazing, and I was ready.
Crazy,
But my manager was literally telling me, he was like, Ray, if you can just do this for 5 more years, you're gonna get it. And I was like, 5 more years, I'm gonna be ancient at that time. Funny enough, I mean, I was 20 something then. I was like, oh, 30 is gonna be ancient. I can't wait that long. But I came over here, man, and I was like, good. Like, I have all these things underneath my belt. I've worked with international gospel artists. I did a little B.B. King special at the B.B. Theater with B.B. King. I was like, okay, great. That's musical theater. That's blues. That's gospel. I was like, I'm going to come to Europe and kill it. I'm going to kill it.
But your expectations weren't matched here? So.
Oh, of course not. Berlin doesn't care. Berlin doesn't care at all.
How long are you in Berlin right now?
Oh, gosh, 12 years? 13 years?
Okay.
Maybe 14 years. Oh, gosh, 2010? How many years ago?
15 years.
Jesus Christ. Now, the first year I can't completely count because I was going from here to, not Paris, to Nice, where I was really kind of working in a blues club. But yeah, from 11 on for sure. 14 years. That's too long. That's too long.
And how was your experience so far in Berlin about, the music industry? Is it a big difference compared to America?
It depends on what you mean. If you're talking about like high brand music industry, like you're talking about labels and stuff like that, it's the same.
The same.
Well, it's the same in a way. They all want to own you, buy you, use you.
It's business in the end of the day.
It's a business. But if you're talking about the lower scenes, this is what I mean when I say it's different. Like if I go somewhere in America and I was like, here's my resume. These are people who I've worked with. It's immediate like, okay, let's try you. I came to Berlin and I was like, these are the people who I've worked with. And they were like, we don't care. You can audition on Saturday. So it was kind of like a little bit humbling, but it also told me like, don't be too big for your britches. It doesn't matter who they worked with. Although I didn't listen, I immediately started thinking, I was like, okay, I haven't worked with artists big enough. So I went and did the Mariah Carey tour, her Christmas tour. I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then they'll love me. I said, that's something I can do. I can pick up really quickly. And when I come back to Berlin, they're going to love me. I did it, came back to Berlin. They still didn't love me. They were like, oh, you can still come back and audition. Or, hey, we got a show for you for $75. I was like, okay.
Yes. Did I hear that right? You worked with Mariah Carey too?
I did.
That's amazing, man.
Is it?
My both favorite female artists.
Yeah, you said that.
How was that experience for you with Mariah Carey? Did you talk with her, or like Whitney Houston, you had nothing to do with her?
I think the first artist that I actually got to I guess it depends on what you mean when you say big, that I actually got to talk to and get a relationship with was Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah. To me, with Mariah, you have to realize that's a different, I mean, even from Whitney. I mean, Whitney might have been really, really well known internationally, but you have to be careful how you say this. I don't know if her financial game was in the exact same place for whatever reasons. You know, it might have been contractual situations or, you know, bigger. No, it can't be bigger people following you. I don't want to get into it. I don't know. But I will say with Mariah, she's not traveling on the tour buses with us. You know, like she's traveling by plane. She has a golf course that take her literally so you got a plane that drops her off, private plane. She gets in her car with her car driver who drives to her next location and literally takes her to the place. There's a little golf cart waiting at the car. So she steps out of the car into the golf cart. It drives her to her dressing room. She gets dressed for whatever. And then the golf cart drives her to the stage.
Yeah, it's a good princess treatment. It's
a diva.
Yeah,
it's the treatment she deserves. I mean, like this woman is making billions of dollars for her management and her label. If she decided that she wanted her golf cart covered in Skittles, you're gonna do it.
For sure.
So it wasn't so much that I didn't get to talk to her. But at least we had conversations, but it was never like sit down, chit chat. You know, she has 3 main background singers, and they've been with her for years. And then for her Christmas show, she has sometimes a gospel choir, and that's what we did.
I see.
It was fun though. Like, I mean, even if it wasn't so much like me and Mariah are best friends, like we're not hanging out on a Tuesday, but yeah, I did it. It was fun. Again,
great experience. I
privilege.
Think, right?
It's a privilege.
Cool.
Also, and even if you don't like Mariah Carey, which I can't imagine why you wouldn't.
I don't.
Her music director, oh God, and I can't remember this guy's name at the moment, is absolutely insane. Like the way he thinks about music, the way he organizes music is so out of this world. Like, how could you not feel blessed?
I see.
I definitely did.
Yeah, man. Okay. And I want to ask you a little bit about other stuff that I heard about you. I don't know if you want to talk about it publicly.
I would talk about anything.
Okay.
You got to make
you can tell me
before we do that. Are you sure that your audience is ready if I talk about it?
Sure about everything. I'm also very open-minded, and I can talk about everything. And
sure.
I also respect about everything. So I'm sure the audience too. So I heard that you had, how can I say it that I didn't, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but
I won't be disrespectful, just say it.
Okay. You are gay?
That was the disrespectful part?
Yeah.
Oh, I was scared. I was like, oh gosh, what's coming? Am I gay?
Yeah.
What I say is this: I have a openness for everybody. I'm just waiting to see what you present. Yeah. Okay. Has that been more men? Yeah, if that's the real question.
Cool. So was it a problem for you in this music industry, or because now I think in 2025 nobody cares, like you said, in Berlin especially. Everybody is cool here with everything. But I think sometimes in the music industry, and especially in sometimes our cultures, there's a problem sometimes with parents and with acceptance. When you grow up in this community, in this society, in this music industry, did you feel there was sometimes a problem for you to be what you want to be?
I think in America it was don't ask, don't tell. You know what I mean? Like they weren't going to ask me, and I guess maybe I'm not presenting as a homosexual, which I hate the way that sounds. But I guess in America, specifically at that time, it was like, oh, the gays are the very feminine presenting people. So those are the gays, and the rest of us, I guess, weren't. So in America, it wasn't a big deal. You just you were attracted to what you were attracted to. Like, if I was attracted to you, you asked me on a date. If I was attracted to you, it was a yes. If I wasn't, it was a no. Here, I only came upon it being an issue one time, and I'm not going to mention the label. But I will say that they had this idea of wanting me to do to be the new Barry White.
I see.
Which, thankful. I mean, being able to get into a meeting with A&R of any label, it was a blessing to be able to go there. But it was like, okay, like you're going to be this big black sex symbol and all the women are going to love you. And I was like, okay. And then they were like, yeah, but you know, the women are going to love you. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, I hope everybody's going to love me. If I'm on the stage, that's my job, is to create that connection. Yeah. And they were like, no, we need to make sure you understand only the women can love you. And I was like, I said, are you just saying that I can't be with men? I said, if you say, just say it. And they were like, well, you know, we're not saying that because it's illegal. I didn't know how illegal I was asking them to be, but they never said the words. But the reason that kind of went foul is I went home and the guy was like, look, we got these songs. You got to hear these songs. And I'm a songwriter. So my mom was like, yes, I can't wait. Like, yeah, this is the time. Like, this guy was serious. You know, you offering me a deal. Like, this would be the third time that someone's offered me a deal, but you know, never ever anything gets in, nothing ever happened. So, but this guy sent me music, and I'm a lover of music. So when you send me something and you're talking about stealing, we spoke about it earlier. You send me a song, actually you sent me 3 songs that were literally repeats of Barry White songs, just different lyrics and slightly different melodies. And I was like, oh, when you said you wanted me to be the next Barry White, you meant like literally Barry White. And the outfits that they were talking about were these old 70s. I said, look, I'm not trying to be funny. I can't do Barry White better than Barry White did Barry White. And I definitely can't do Barry White better with this music that you're giving me. And I think his last straw was, I was like, let me rewrite some of this and try it on my own. And he was like, you'll never get a writing credit. And I was like, never? And he was like, no, not until you're like really up there. And I was like, well, then I don't want to do it. Okay. But yeah, that was the first person that ever came to me about my sexuality as a negative is, but it was never said. It was just insinuated. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else does it. I don't pay attention to that kind of thing, because I kind of think if you watch my shows and you can walk away thinking that I don't believe in love for everybody, then you miss something. Yeah. And it means I'm not doing my job. So I kind of think those people who have a problem with homosexuality or having a problem with people, trans, anything in the LGBTQ plus situation or diaphragm, like you're not going to come to me, because I'm going to stick up for every single one of them. Not because I even understand it, but just because, hey, these are God's children, and I'm not going to let you treat them any kind of way, period. So I will say, I think there is a protective circle around me that God created for me that allows you, if you have that kind of feeling, you don't approach me. You don't try to hire me. So that's a nice statement. I'm happy with that. Yeah, man. Okay, yeah. Tell me. Wait a minute, are you gay? What's your sexual orientation? No, I'm married. I have 2 kids. But okay. I never had a little something. This is Berlin. No, no little friend. Touch. I have friends who are gay. Yeah. No, I mean like a little sleepover with your friend. Nothing ever happened. No, I have close friends. We sleep in the same bed, but not a touch. Nothing. There's no. It's fine. I'm messing with you. Yeah, I'm 100%. Oh, now that I don't believe. I don't. Now, I mean, because literally, this is Sigmund Freud, right? There's a line. Now, you may be very, very heavy on one side, but 100%, there's no such thing as infinites. Yeah. Or absolutes. Not in science. Yeah. I would like to know more about you, because I think you have a lot of stories that are maybe interesting, but I don't know about, because you were afraid when I talked about the gay stuff that I was wondering where you were going to go. Yeah, something else. So tell me something about you, about your career. What that I'm afraid of? Oh man. I mean, I think I'm like every artist. I'm afraid of failure. I mean, I think if I'm like, especially with the story I was telling, like I'm not joking. I came to Berlin and I tried to prove myself, and every time it failed. So even after the Mariah Carey thing, and I was like, okay, great. Then I know what I'm going to do. Germans love German people. I was like, I get that. And I love that about you. I love that you love your people. I love that you love your culture. And I was like, okay, Ray, you're here. Embrace the culture, learn a little bit of German so that you can go to the Ausländer Beholder and not be turned away, and embrace the people who the German society think of as their stars. So I did. Sarah Connor, Florian Silbereisen, oh my gosh, the Kelly family. Who else?
Wow.
Helena Fisher. These are all the people.
Great names, big names.
Of course. Yeah. This was my goal. I was like, the bigger the name that I can put on my resume, and then I can come back to Berlin, and finally one day y'all are going to say, good, he's here, he's ready. I did all that. I mean, I was with Sarah Connor for 5 years. And not just like as a background singer, we did solos together, or not solos, duets together. And I was like, I'm back, Berlin. Like, yeah, I'm here. And this is what I've done. And still Berlin was like, oh yeah, that's nice. What are you doing tomorrow? And I hated that about Berlin, but also it kind of, man, it teaches me so much, because like, it doesn't matter what's on your resume. They want to know what you're doing tomorrow, and they want to know how good it's going to be, and they're going to judge you by that performance. Actually, crazy story, and it just happens this week. And that's the only reason I'm bringing it up. I was just in Hamburg, literally a day and a half ago, and we did this brand new blues opera, and it was composed by Tyson Sorley. He just won the Pulitzer Prize.
Wow.
So I called the guy that runs the blues club here in Berlin, and I was like, look, I'm in Hamburg right now. I heard you have auditions this week. I'd like to maybe, get in contact with you, see what we can kind of work out together. And he was like, yeah, but if you can't be here for the audition, it's a no. I was like, look, I'm working with Tyson Sorley right now. He just won the Pulitzer. This is a blues opera. It's premiering in Hamburg. Very first one. I was like, I'm writing melodies lines with this guy, a Pulitzer Prize winner.
Yeah, man.
Can you give me a break? And he was like, yeah, you can come in on Sunday to audition. And I was like, oh. I was like, I'll never learn the lesson. Like, Berlin do not care. Yeah. I really think I'll have to win, like maybe the Bambi, the Oscar, EGOT, whatever thing, before Berlin be like, finally, okay, you no longer have to audition anymore. And this is the blues house that seats maybe 35 to 40 people. So I just went from singing to thousands of people with a Pulitzer Prize winner to now possibly getting a job in Berlin at a blues house. So I guess, to be honest with you, it's failure. Failure is always my biggest fear. But it's not like failure is in like I won't be famous, because I've now been around enough of them to know that that's not what I want to be. But it's kind of like, if it's the artist's job to interpret and to connect people to what's going on in the present, then the worst failure you can have is to fail at that. And there's been times like, sometimes I say singing is the hardest job in the world, but not because it's hard. Make sure that's clear. It's not like I'm not scrubbing the floors. I'm not sweeping up trash on the street. It's not that kind of hard. It's hard to me because like I can be the saddest person in the entire world and have to get up on stage and sing, celebrate good times. Come on. And I can't show you that I'm sad, or I can't bring any of my I say depression, but that's not really fair because it's not real depression. But like extreme sadness to the stage, because at that point no one cares unless I'm singing a song about it. Yeah. So to me, I'm always afraid of that. I'm afraid that my real life is going to interfere with maybe helping somebody else out. I think that's our job as artists. If we're not connecting people, if we're not making a difference, then what are we here for? I mean, the applause, that Lady Gaga song was really cute. But you can't really just do it for the applause. You won't survive. And I think that's why so many artists who do get famous break down. Actually, Demi Lovato said it in an interview. She was like, yeah, there came a time when all the "you did great" weren't enough because I felt like crap. So that's my biggest fear as an artist.
Yeah, I understand that. And is it sometimes also difficult to live out of your passion? To always make this money from music? Because I was also making music. I did rap before. I did many different music videos and had a good start. But then I realized it's not easy to make money with this for me. It's if I was single, if I didn't have a wife and kids, maybe I could go on to live a low life standard, so I can maybe someday will be successful with it and make good money with it. But for me, it was very hard. What do you think for the artists today in this year 2025? Is it easy, or is it very difficult to make a living out of it?
I guess it depends. So, I mean, to me, I want to be careful. I want to be very, very careful, because I don't want to speak for every artist. I would like to speak for me. For me, I will say that there is a blessing about being Black in Germany. Black American. There's a difference. Sometimes people just see me and I'm like, you sing. And I'm like, yeah, I sing. They're like, oh, I have a wedding on Tuesday. Are you available?
Ah, okay.
So I was like, well, yes, I am. And then once I get there, it's like, oh, you were great. I'm like, oh, thank you. So is it hard to make a living as an artist? No. When you're talking about living in a comfort, that can be hard. Like I said, to me, Berlin does not care. And again, humbling, teaching you a lesson, it's a wonderful thing. But also it comes to a point where I had a gentleman, and this has happened a couple of weeks ago. Only reason I'm bringing this up, where this guy was like, look, I have this show. I want you to do this show. It's really, really great. And I was like, okay, send me the material. I love the material, which, doesn't happen as often as you might think. And I was ready to do it. And he was like, great, it's $50 a night. And my breath caught. I was like, oh, I said, look, I'm so sorry. I said, I can't do $50 a night. I'm so sorry. I'm so past that point. I said, when I first came to Berlin, they were offering me 75. So I felt like that would be going the wrong direction. And he literally said to me, he was like, there's an African band with 6 people who would do this gig for $50. And I said, get them. And he got them. And I went to the show and they were absolutely amazing. And I was like,
why?
And I went up to them and I was like, dude, please tell me you didn't take this show for $50. And he was like, yeah, it's good. We paid for a film crew to come in. It's a good advertising. And I was like, oh man, like we'll never succeed. So it's like, yes, we want you because of this Black experience. There's something that you guys are tied to about this Black excellence when it comes to performance, which I'm so thankful about, because even when I don't think I was excellent, I still got paid. Thank you. But at the same time, then it stops. It's like, okay, it's Black excellence. And then everybody is on that level. Now, if the group had not been great, okay, would that have made me feel better? Yeah, maybe. It was $50. But, at the same time, people are offering me the same thing they're offering people who just got it right out of school, or people who don't have degrees at all, or a voice kid of mine who, when I did voice lessons, literally got offered the same job I did at the exact same price. I trained his voice. And then to come to find out that the piano player they had there was making 7 times as much as the singer. And I was like, it's
sometimes it's very
business.
Unfair, right? The music business. It's
a dirty business. There's, I guess, I mean, here's the thing. I don't like to judge people, because here's the thing. Let's say me and you are best friends. Yeah. And you're on my show. I can't pay you $50. You're my best friend. You know what I mean? And even if I'm getting paid that money, like, okay, I got a couple of $1,000. Look, you my bud. I know you got a wife and kids. Here's $1,000. Walk off. We good. But I have to pay everybody else. So now I'm trying to think, okay, I just pay my bud $1,000. Okay, 200 for this person, 150 for this person. And then also I want to have something in my pocket when I walk out of here. And I think that that's the way the music business shifts. And because now, when it comes to this idea of Black excellence and all of us being the same, well, then why wouldn't I bargain you down? And we don't have a community here between the Black artists to say, hey, look, I know you got called for this. They offered me this. I told them I wouldn't go below this. Do what you want to do, which was there in America. But I don't know. So can I survive off of music? I do it now. But you also have to realize I'm cheap.
Okay.
I'm cheap. All my money goes on vacations or my family, So if it's not vacationing or vacationing my family, I don't need to spend it. I'm not trying to wear the newest gear. I don't care what I look out on the street. Like, no offense, if you don't think I'm sexy in my holy jeans and my, 3-inch shorts or whatever, then you don't think I'm sexy. What do I care? I don't, I love some good shoes, but I ain't trying to be funny. Berlin's gonna put as much dirt on my $40 shoes is your $250 Jordans.
That's totally true. Yeah.
So I guess it depends on what you spend your money on. Now, if I had a kid or a family, absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. I wouldn't even consider it. But I'm a single man.
Yeah, man. I understand. Okay. Yeah, in this podcast, like I said before, it's about culture, it's about food and everything. And now I want to ask you some questions about this kind of topics. What is your favorite food in America, and what was your in America, and what is your favorite food now here in Germany?
That's a good question. So my favorite food in America would probably be a breakfast. And this is fat kid breakfast too. So it's like you got Owen sausage, which is like a breakfast pork sausage that they fry up. And then we had this thing called deep fried bacon, which isn't deep fried. You cook it in the oven, but either way, you flour it and you put it in the oven, and it just kind of becomes kind of a deep fried texture. And then of course, like some flapjacks, which is very Midwest. I don't know why I said flapjacks. Some pancakes. Yeah. And eggs, So, but to me, that was just because that's what that means, like comfort food to me. That's family. Here, what's my favorite food? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. You guys have this, I know this sounds also fat kid, the pork bones, haksa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I don't care how much they are. If you tell me they're good and they're close, I'm going to go get one. And I want it with some mashed potatoes and sauerkraut.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I don't know how you guys got on. I think it's actually like the pork
bone.
Yeah, the knee area.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And I hate that I love it.
Cool. Yeah. And when it comes to music, you mentioned some names now already, but what is your favorite music, and what has been the more inspiring for you?
That's a good question. That's a long list of good questions. So, I mean, here's the thing. Like, most people think because I was raised in the church, like, my father was a deacon and literally running churches, and I went to school for it. So people think that my first love is probably gospel, but my first love is musical theater.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So if you're gonna go, like, who would I listen to if I need to have some inspiration to go through? I'm going to go to Judy Garland. I'm going to listen to some Liza. I want to hear some old Frank Sinatra, some Gene Kelly. I want to see that kind of things. But if you're talking about like who gets me through rough times, it's definitely going to be gospel. Yeah. I'm going to listen to some Kirk Franklin. I'm going to listen to some Mary. I'm going to listen to some Karen Clark Sheard. Do you know any of them?
I know the names a little bit, and I 100%, heard a lot of songs of them. Okay, but I'm not that into, I'm more into rap and hip hop. So,
which is so funny that you say that, because guess where you get your beats from?
That's right.
Actually, and I was just, oh my gosh, my friend had a gig at Berkheim, and he asked me to come and do just some singings on this little house beat that he had, and I walked in, and it was, you took the shackles off my feet so I can dance. Yeah. And I'm like, that's Mary. And it's so funny because you're in Berkheim and you look over to the side and people are like doing like lines of things. And, some guy is half bent over in the middle of the floor. And that very, very back corner, that very, very dark back corner, people are getting it in. And all of a sudden you hear like, take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. I just want to praise you. I just want to praise you. And I was like, man, I know as a Christian, I probably should feel some kind of way, but I just feel like this is so amazing because God is in the clubs. Like you're constantly being watched and taken care of, whether you know it or not. And I loved it. I loved the experience of it. Yeah. So gospel musical theater. And if I'm looking for inspiration, like if I'm trying to, like whenever I'm trying to write music, then I'm going to go for Gladys Knight any day of the week. She spoke to pain, and there's something about that idea of a songwriter being able to be so openly honest about the things that are going on in their life and giving it to you in a way that you can put yourself into. Like, you know, actually Aretha Franklin said it in the interview one, she was talking about that, oh God, I can't remember the name of the song, but she did a song about what, come on, no, it's going to drive me nuts. It's about being a woman. It's a woman's duty to love a man and all this other kind of stuff. And she was like, oh, I didn't believe that. Like, you know, she wanted to show some of the hypocrisy and some of the stipulations that we put women in. And the things that now men expect from them and they're having to live up to, knowing it's not in their spirit. And I was like, yeah, and, you know, so I'm going like, no, I'm writing. I have 17 songs just about like this idea of what a man is supposed to be in life. But, you know, it doesn't have to be to another man or even to a woman, but even just like day to day, when you were as a man walking down the streets, what are people expecting of you? You know, and we do that. Like I'll see a guy like walking slumped and then see me and his chest out and it's like, yo, what's up? I'm like, yo, relax. But that's what men do, right? It's like our pissing contest. And where did that come from? And why are we here with it? So yeah, those are my inspirations.
That's nice, man.
Yeah, but you're going to have to listen to some more gospel before I come back here, man.
Yeah.
So you know we have a show coming up in December, right?
Yeah, I will be there for sure.
You better be there.
Yeah.
When is it?
I love it. I'm not sure the date, but I will. I visited a lot of gospel concert from Hauptstadtkultur, and I was on yours too, and I loved it. And I really,
but it's I think it's every Friday and Saturday in December up until like the 25th.
Great, man.
So you got to come.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
I will bring my family.
See.
Yeah,
please bring the kids.
Yes.
What's really funny about the whole gospel concerts here is that sometimes I feel like we do more work here in the gospel concerts than in America because we're having to. Do you feel, before I answer for you, do you feel like growing up here? Were you a Berliner?
Yeah, I was. When I was 2 years old, we moved to Berlin. Then we moved to another place. But now I'm living more than 20 years here now again.
Yeah. So you feel like a Berliner.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have a relationship with spirituality, or do you feel like that's just something like oh, that's a good concert every once in a blue moon?
I have a relationship with spirituality.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
And do you feel like that's something that you're comfortable walking in your day to day with?
Yeah, I should do more. I think you know. Sometimes I have the feeling
that wasn't a judgment. Can I ask what your spirituality is, or is that a secret that you'd like to keep?
Spirituality is deep. It's the connection between me and God is, I think, is something that's very spiritual. Yeah, but I love to meditate. You know, sometimes, but I think I don't do it. You know, enough. I should do it more. But there is a saying also, when you think you don't have time for meditation. That was different. It was you should meditate every day 5 minutes. Unless you have no time, then you should meditate every day 20 minutes. There was something like this, and I feel it because sometimes I think I don't have time to meditate, but I need to do it because I think it will help me, you know. Yeah. And it will calm me down. And sometimes I work so much, I'm super stressed always, you know. And
what are you stressed about?
I have so much work, you know. I have 2 studios. I make video production, you know. I make music videos, commercials, everything, you know, cinema movies. So sometimes it's very stressful.
Because you think you need to do more of it for the financial aspect of it, or because now you have so much of it, you just have to get it done?
I have to get it done because also financially it's a big, you know, topic, because I have, like I said, 2 studios and you know, employees and you know, insurances. I have to pay every month between 5,000 and 10,000 euros. So I have to work to get this money in, you know what I mean? 2 cars, a house, you know, kids. So everything needs to be paid. So I cannot not work, you know. I cannot be lazy. I have to keep pushing every day. So that's why sometimes I get a little bit too stressed.
Yeah, I get it.
And but it's positive stress in the end of the day, because I love what I do, you know. I love my job. So it's, you know, also this year is for me very enjoyable, you know, to get to know new people, to make this, you know, kind of work. It's enjoyable, but sometimes stressful.
But then I would change your viewpoint on that meditation too. If you don't meditate, then you won't be here to be stressed. Because I mean, I'm how old are you?
41.
Yeah, we're getting to that age, man. More men are dying from heart attacks and strokes than ever before because of stress, and yet we no longer have the principal roles in the house. You know what I mean? Like, it made sense when you were the only breadwinner. I mean, maybe you still are. I'm not talking about you specifically.
No, my wife is also very successful. Yeah, she's a lawyer.
That's very smart. I don't know if she's smarter, but you're very smart.
We both are smart.
There you go. I'll take it. But yeah, like, I mean, when we were the only breadwinners in the household, it made absolute sense for us to be so stressed out, because if we didn't, like, wife is out on the streets, you on the streets, kids on the streets. But now that we have these possibilities to have multiple income households, and we're still rising in our stress levels, that means that it's not just responsibilities, it's also environment, and you got to get something to change that. But that's where I was going to. To me, if it's the artist's job to serve, and I think that it is the artist's job to serve, even if it's only for 1 month out of the year, that if I can remind you that there is something that's greater than you, and it doesn't have to be my God. Personally, I'm not trying to sway people over to Christianity. If it's meant to happen, I'm happy to have a conversation with you about it. But it's not like, okay, it's my job to, I need to convert you over to Christianity. And it's getting harder to do that job. I don't know whose job that is, but where's the mind? Good luck, whoever that is, but it's not my job. My job is just to remind you to reach out for something bigger than yourself, so that you know that you're not walking these streets alone, man. Like, we talked about the stress in men, but also suicide is up when it comes to men. We're walking loneliness. I feel like, especially in the straight world, men don't feel comfortable going to their women and talking about their weaknesses. And yet the world has taught us that we can't trust men well enough to be sensitive amongst men, and also, like, having that persuasion into homosexuality. I get a lot of friends now, or straight male friends, who come to me, and their first thing is always I feel like you're wanting to build a connection, but, like, I'm not gay. And I'm like, oh man, you're not my type. Like, I appreciate that. Thank you for telling me your truth. Like, like, what do you do? Like, I don't want to insult you, but, like, man, you're so far from what I'm looking for. But, like, thank you for telling me that. Like, now can you be open now? And then the conversation becomes like, oh, now you're insulted that I didn't want you. And now you can't be, close with me because now you're upset. And that becomes a whole issue. But, like, there used to be a time in history where men were each other's confidants. Like this idea, you said you cuddle with your friends. I'm not sure if you were talking about your female friends or your male friends, but, like, what's the harm of two men, like, saying, oh gosh, okay, I just want to comfort you, brother. I can feel that you need it. We've gotten so much into that. Oh, that's gay. And you say it as a negative, is that we can't do it anymore. True. Even in Berlin, like, and also sometimes with this open sexual fluidness, like, Berlin is so wonderful because it is like, it's a sexually free place. But sometimes what I think people need is not the sexual relationship. You just need comfort, brother. Like, you need a hug. Yeah. And because you're so uncomfortable asking for a hug, you're like, okay, I can't ask you for a hug, but I can ask you for some sex. That's easier than saying, like, hey man, I'm having a rough time. Can you hug me? We live in some crazy times.
That's right, man. That's right. It's well said. Yeah, it's sometimes difficult because also everything is about money. When you get to know somebody, it's every time is business. It's not real. Sometimes real feelings in my in my bubble, in my niche. So yeah,
I don't get that. Can you explain it to me? Like, when you say niche, so like whenever you meet other people with podcasts and studios, they're always wanting your money.
It's work. I'm not getting I'm not hanging so much around with real friends that I can talk about my feelings, about emotions. I think that's maybe I don't know if it's a common thing right now in this year that we're living in. If it's for everybody like this, or maybe it's just my job.
I think it might be everybody. If I have, like I said, it's my job to serve. But when it comes to me as a writer, I think it's my job. I talk about Nina Simone a lot, so I'm trying not to quote her this entire interview. Otherwise, just listen to the Nina Simone interviews. You'll get everything I'm saying. But to me, she wrote about the political unrest. She wrote about Black people's lives in America. She wrote about her treatment in Europe. She wrote about her treatment as a woman walking these streets, especially as a dark-skinned woman. And when it came to me as an artist, like I did a lot of like, especially when I moved here to Berlin and I wasn't being able to get those gigs or not the gigs that were paying well. I did like a lot of ghostwriting, and I was trying to find myself as a writer. And then eventually I was like, okay, look, now I need to sell some songs with my name on it so that I can have a bit of a reputation. What I struggled with most was I was like, look, I can't be the next Nina Simone. I'm not going to write about women's issues, even though I was raised by them and I have such a connection to them. Could I talk about race? Absolutely. But nobody wants that much anger coming out from me and still would believe that I'm a Christian. So I was like, okay, what can I do? And so I just started writing songs about connection between people and hoping that like someone could listen to my songs and say, oh man, like I'm not the only one struggling with this. Yeah. Like, I don't have the words to say. I'm not always right. I make mistakes all the time. And yet I still get up and I keep going. And I was like, okay, God, if I'm going to be a writer beyond like, please pay my bills, then that's what I'm going to say. And I think if we all focused on that one thing, people stop coming to you thinking this is a conversation to you about cash or whatever, because they won't feel comfortable in front of you. I guess I'm saying that to say, if you're finding yourself surrounded by people who only want a financial gain or some kind of connection, focus in on that service. Like how do you feel that you serve? Yeah. And also, how does that service go beyond these studios? You know what I mean? Like if I get to the point where I feel like people are asking me too much about money, then I'll start giving that I'm trying not to cuss. Giving that stuff away. I apologize. Yeah. To anyone who I can find that might need it, or I start to find an organization that I can work with, like Each One Teach One that's here in Berlin. You also have a Black Lives Matter sector that's here as well. I'm like, okay, if it becomes about money, then that means I got too much of it in my pocket. Okay, let's spend some of it. This is easy to say as a man with no wife and no kids. Like if your rent ain't paid this month, don't call me. You can't stay on my couch. You'll be miserable. But you know, to me, that's what it happens. But I think that's how spirituality, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is trying to connect to you to tell you there's something in your life that you need to focus on in another way. To me. Now, I could be completely wrong, but if you ever feel like you need a different way, then please feel free to give me all your money, and then I'm messing with it.
Yeah, man, but it's interesting point of view that you have for yourself and for life in general and money. It's very interesting.
Because what are you going to use it for?
Yeah. I have some questions prepared. We ask every guest about questions about Berlin, about you know, culture. If it's okay for you, I would ask you these 10
no
questions.
Let me take a little sip.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I will try to ask them in English because we have them written here in German. But your German is, what do you think? You think you can understand it in German if I said it?
No.
No? Okay. Then
can you ask me in German? Yes. Will I answer you in German? Absolutely not. I don't want to insult your language. But you can ask them in German.
I will try in English.
Okay.
Where is your favorite place in Berlin? Where's your place to be in Berlin?
Are you talking about like just to chill or like just to have like a peaceful moment?
Both.
Okay. That's a good question. That's a very good question. There is, I'm saying it's a good moment because I know exactly where it is, but I have no clue how to get there. So, sorry, when you get off of the S-Bahn at Friedrichstrasse, there's a little bridge that kind of connects between the S-Bahn and like the little row of restaurants. Yes. My favorite thing to do, and if y'all find me, I'm gonna be real mad, is at 2:00 in the morning, like just to go and stand on that bridge. Really? And I'll stand there for hours, and like, or when the sun comes up, then I'll watch the sunset, and then I'll go home.
Nice.
So that's my favorite place in Berlin. And if y'all find it, I'll be real mad. Like, if y'all show up and be real mad. But it's my place. And when I'm like down, like for real, like I'll be having some true spiritual moments there. I've cried. I've written songs there. I've written poetry there. Wow. Just crying with my feet hanging over the side of that bridge, not trying to jump. Hopefully. I don't think, but if I was going to do it, I would do it there. It's beautiful. No, I'm joking. But yeah, that's my favorite place in all of Berlin. What was the other one though? You said my favorite place, and what was the other one?
That was one question.
That's what you wanted?
Yes,
okay,
that was one question. We came to the second question now. Theater, club, or bar? Where do we catch you on the weekend?
Sleeping. Yeah, in my bed.
No theater, no club, no bar.
Absolutely not. I work in those places.
Yes.
So to me, all those places are places where I work.
Yeah. So it's hard for you to enjoy these places.
I don't enjoy them at all. There's no enjoyment.
You connect your work with this,
Yeah. It's only for work, and I've never been to, unless it's like a hookup place. I've never been to a bar or a theater or a club that I haven't worked at. So, but like, there's nothing to me that sounds exciting. I like to people watch from the stage. I don't need to be in the people with you. Like, you can see I'm sweating. I get hot very easily. And also, I'm very introverted.
I see. Okay.
I really am.
But on stage?
No, because that's not me.
Difference.
That's service. That's not me.
I see.
I don't, it's not like Beyonce. I'm not, it's not like I'm Beyonce and this is Sasha Fierce, but it's more like, I have a duty. I have a job, but it's not a job. It really is service. I don't know a better way to say it. When I'm on that stage, this is a ministry. That's the better way. It's a ministry to me. It's my job to connect you, like, especially with the German culture. Like, sometimes I feel like you guys can be so sad, so caught up in the hardships of life, man. Like, so I'm like, if I got to go up there and do a split or a round kick or a kick my face or whatever, I'm going to do it because that's my service. But no, then I feel like I'm filled with a different kind of spirit. But that's also scary when you start dating, man. Like, people, like, when they start to want to date Rev Ray, and I'm like, and they come home with Ray, and I'm like sitting on my couch reading like my 17th book of the day, and they're like, do you ever leave? I'm like, no. But yeah, that's service. But no, I'm introverted, man. Being in a club, like, what do you do there? I'm asking, like, what do you do there?
Drink, have fun, dance.
How do you have fun? So let's say you drink. I'll have no problem with drinking. Enjoy yourself, just not to excess. Have fun. You're drunk. Your friends are drunk. The music is loud. What's fun about it? Like, you can't have conversations. You're not developing anything.
If you dance, and you just have a good time, just don't, I understand you. Sometimes real connections and, when you have a conversation, it's something different. But, now I'm too old for this shit, but I was going to parties, enjoying them a lot.
Forget that. Come to my house. I'm gonna cook you some food, and I'm gonna play some real music for you, and we can absolutely dance tonight away, and that I would absolutely enjoy. But no offense, that little for 5 hours, you go to Bergheim for 3 days. I'm like. If someone doesn't like clap on 2 and 4 or give me a 5, 6 rhythm, I'm going to kill myself. Like, how do you do it? It's sidestepping for days. For days.
Yeah, man.
How is that fun?
An old world in their head. They have their own.
I don't even blame the drugs
it's something
part.
Spiritual, I think.
Yeah, do that. That's fine. But you can't tell me that spiritual connections can be pure when they are drowned by all that other energy. Like, people hanging off of you. Oh, man, I don't know. It's not my thing. That's the answer to that question.
Where's your favorite food spot in the city?
Ooh. Oh, man. And I work at too many like places that serve food. You're trying to get me in trouble. Maybe they won't see us. I'm trying to think, do I be smart and say the place that hires me the most? If I'm being honest, it used to be there was a jerk chicken place that was over there by Tempelhof. But that guy has moved now. And now, if I'm being honest, it's because it's laziness. I'll probably go to the Korean fried chicken place that's right by my house.
Okay, sounds good.
But I'm a cook. So,
yeah,
you know,
you love to cook at home.
I cook in batches, man. Like from meal prep. You think it's meal prep, but it's fattening. Like literally, I'll on Monday I'll cook like 7 meals and I'll deep freeze them and defrost them as I want them.
Cool.
But I'm also cheap. We did mention that at the beginning, right?
Yeah. Where do you go shopping?
For
clothes styles.
Oh, I don't.
Online or
no, not at all. So all my show clothes are made by a lady. But what else would you shop for?
Yeah, normal clothes.
I think I may have had these pants now for 5 years.
But I like this, attitude that you always. Yeah. We had a lady here in the podcast. She wears her jacket. I think that she has 30 years ago.
Yeah.
That's
cool. Wait a minute, the lady that's from royalty. Oh, that's because her stuff is probably like Hauptstadtkultur. No, for me, I literally think my ex bought these for me because he got tired of the ones I had because they had a hole up here. And one day I looked up and there was a hole in the middle too. And he was like, "Hey, we were on the train," and he was like, "I can see your balls." And I was like, and I laughed. And he was like, "No, seriously." And I looked down and there were. I said, "Okay." And he's like, "I'm buying you new pants." So yeah, I would be naked if I could. Like I'm not, and this is not a sexual thing. I just like clothes. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm fat. I would love it if we could live in a world with not a lick of clothing on. So no, I'm never going to buy them.
I see.
But if you'd like to buy them for me, I'll take it.
I understand.
Is that a no?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
How do you travel through the city?
Lime bike.
I see.
Yeah, I have a subscription, so you know anything below 5 minutes is a buck.
Keeps you fit, right? Keeps you active. That's good. Always riding by bike every day.
I mean, it's one of those electric bikes. I don't know how active.
Ah, okay. It's not.
It's Lime.
I see. I thought it's a real bike.
No, one of those little green.
So you're riding electro scooter?
No. I actually do the bike, the electric bike.
Okay. Electric bike. Okay.
Yeah, but it's motorized, so it's not like I'm not doing anything. I mean, I do walk every day, but it's not really for exercise. I like being big.
Okay.
It's my favorite thing about myself.
Cool. Where's your favorite street fest?
Sorry.
Band, yeah.
That's a very, very good one. Is the May Day, the May 1st, is that a street festival?
Yes.
I think that would probably be my favorite. And if for no other reason, there's always that potential for craziness. Like, let's be honest and say that they're not really throwing bricks at the police anymore and stuff like, or at least if they are, I haven't seen it.
Not.
I haven't seen it. But I feel like people come there because there's an expectation of something like that going on. And I love when someone comes with an expectation and they get something else. That's my favorite.
Cool. Okay, so next question. It's about football.
Oh, wait a minute. I lied. There's an African festival that's also near Tempelhof. That happens in June every single year. Oh, my God. Cool. The food.
Yeah, African food is really good.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
Yeah.
I apologize. I completely lied. That would be second. 1, 2.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry.
The next question is about football. I don't know if you have idea about
talking
soccer.
About soccer or American football?
Soccer. Hertha or Union is the question. You have no idea.
Nope.
Okay, then we skip this question.
Not a single idea.
Yeah.
Are those teams?
Yes, two biggest teams in Berlin.
Are they cute?
Rivals.
There's ones that's on the posters with those blue shorts.
Yes, this is Hertha.
Okay, then I know the poster very, very well because they have 2 guys that are in the center of that poster who are beautiful. And every time I see it, I stop. I'm like, yes, good job.
Okay.
I don't know if they're good. They're very, very beautiful. Cool. One dark-skinned guy and there's one light-skinned, and they're always right next to each other in the poster.
Okay.
If you know them, give them my number.
So your question is Hertha. Your answer is Hertha.
Sure. There you go.
What do you hate about Berlin?
Hate is such a strong word. I don't hate anything.
Or what is getting on your nerves?
I would love to have more funding for the arts. And I think Berlin is good with it, But if you know that you have a pure artist city, which I kind of think of Berlin as a pure artist city, whether they're good art or bad art, I think bad artists need a moment too. You know what I mean? Like, no, it doesn't have to be, you know, selling out or sold out performances. But like, if you had stopped me when I was a kid, when I was bad, I'd have never been here. And I I have a feeling sometimes, or even in high school and college, like I'm good. I might be really good. I might be really good now, but I wasn't really good then. And if you had stopped me in college and said, "Hey, you're not really good. You're not going to make it," I'd have been devastated enough to quit. And I go to some of these like showcases for these guys and some of these like open mics, and they're not really, really good yet, but you see so much potential, but they have no money. They have no money whatsoever. And if I feel led, I'd be like, you know, like I said, like if too many people are around me about money, I'm like, okay, girl, I got this $500. Let me go to an artist showcase. Hey, $500. I don't know what that's going to do for you. Good luck. Let's hear a song. Tag me when it's out. Like, you know, that's all I ask. I don't want you to say anything. I'm not getting on my Instagram like, oh yeah, I'm giving money to the whatever. No. I don't want you to say one word about me. Don't tell anybody I gave it to you. If you do, I'll never give it to you again. Just make some music, make it good. Practice. Even if it's not good, you practice. Yeah. And maybe you'll be good one day.
Cool.
So yeah, open up them wallets, Berlin.
Yeah. For art. Yeah.
For art.
Okay. What do you love about Berlin?
What do I love about Berlin?
Yeah.
Sorry. My mind went dirty for a moment. Actually, that's what I would say. I do love that. I love any city that allows you the sexual freedom that I feel like I was denied my entire life. There is an ability. America was started by the Puritans. So I grew up in a uber conservative Christian valued home, and then went into a world that was uber Puritan valued. So there's a lot of sexual suppression in America, which is why I think you have all these pedophiles and all these people who are cheating on their spouses because, you know, they married for the look and had wants for other things. Berlin, there's literally, I mean, you can put it in like Berlin, whatever your fetish or kink is, and there is a club for you. And not only is there a club for you, you probably haven't thought it through enough because they now have subsections. Like, this is your fetish and this is the kink. Okay, great. Now there's 7 other sections underneath that, and you have to decide which one of those. And I think that's really, really amazing that they have that opportunity for people to find it. Because if you don't find it, you'll start searching for it other places. And that's how I think you have people who end up doing things to their little children or doing things to their niece because they have all these fetishes and kinks and it's just living inside of them and it's drowning them. But Berlin, not for children. Make sure that's clear. You can put in a Google search and go find whatever you need. I love that about Berlin, but I also hate that about Berlin.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last question: Berlin with one word.
Oh my God. Überraschung.
What was it again? Say it again, please.
Überraschung. Surprise.
Okay. Yeah. Überraschung. Cool.
Say it again.
Yeah. Überraschung.
Yeah, what did I say?
Surprise.
Yes. I just wanted to see if I was saying the same way you said it. And this is why I don't speak German. It's not that I don't know it. My pronunciation is horrible.
Yeah, but I understood it. Cool. Okay. Thank you very much for being here. It was very, very nice to meet you, to listen to your story, to
Me too.
get your mindset.
But before we go, you're coming to the December shows, yes?
For sure. And I wanted to ask you to tell the people where we can find you on social media and everywhere else.
To the people, you got Rev. What was it? Rev Ray Sings on Instagram. Raymond Thompson on Facebook, but you can also put in Rev Ray there. Also, you can also find me on Spotify. Got albums out and one coming in 2026. But most importantly, this December, gospel shows.
Yes,
you gotta come. I'm you too, sound man. Of course. The Friday and Saturday in December, basically the first 3 weeks. So you gotta go. When I tell you that I am literally going through the music right now with my music director, and it is fire. I know you saw a little bitty preview of,
it was amazing,
of a show, but you didn't really, it wasn't there yet. But it's going to definitely be there for December. This music is fire. And I've done some different orchestrations with it. And I mean, oh my God, the way I've arranged it, like I hate to say, but there's a reason I've worked with who I've worked with. And when I tell you that I put all that into this project,
that's nice. That's nice. I'm super excited about it, and I'm happy for you that you can make this show again and live your passion. And
I am.
It's really nice to always meet people that they made their passion to their profession and live this life. That's really nice.
Thank you.
So again, thank you very much. And the last words of the podcast, I'll leave it to you.
Be yourself and learn to love yourself the way you feel that you need to be loved.
That's great. That's amazing. Thank you very much. See you next Sunday. Peace.